George Hobbs, the first to die in this house. During the Revolutionary War, I spied on the colonists. I was found out, for when I stopped at this inn, they were waiting for me. I was killed in this room. I had only done my duty, and they did theirs. But from then on, a curse was put on this house, that someone would die in each room.
My name is Elizabeth Jarrett, daughter of the wealthy Walter Jarrett. I disappeared when I was 18 years old, but I didn't really disappear. I was always here. I used to be engaged to the handsome Joshua Shipley, but then I found out that he was with another woman, and I could not let that happen. I was going to ruin his reputation. I had to, but before I could ruin his reputation, he ruined me. He choked me in this garden, and then never was I heard from again. I don't really mind it here. I mean, it's so beautiful, but I'm so lonely. The search lasted, well, maybe 2 years, but they couldn't find me. It was so sad seeing my brother and sister growing up, and my dad, he was never the same. And just them having to live a life like that just break my heart. This garden is my home. I'll always be here as the rest of the world changes from decade to decade. I've become part of this garden.
I was never much of your conventional chef here at this hotel. You could call me a karate chef. Who needs knives when you have these? Yeah, I'd chop up the ingredients. I'd put them in the stove. I'd serve them up hot. And none was none the wiser. That is, till some punk had the idea of shoving me in what used to be the oven. Oh man, I didn't even get to turn around and chop their heads off with these. Makes me so angry. That's why I haunt this kitchen. Hopefully that punk will come back. Hopefully I'll be able to shove him in the new pot. Serve him up hot. It was just like the fairy tale. You know Hansel and Gretel? Yeah, getting shoved in the oven. But you know what the difference is. One, I didn't get to eat any pie before they did it. And two, it was a little punk instead of a witch. A rival chef, let me tell ya. So jealous of my skills. So jealous of my karate. Well, I'll show him. Oh man. I'll use my moves on him finally. Then we'll see who's the tougher one. We'll see who's the best karate chef. The household's never really been the same without me. I bet they're grieving right now on how they miss my cooking. Or wait, did they ever really like my cooking? Was it so horrible that they sent a hitman after me? Do I have to get revenge on everybody?
I've been here, you know, for 78 years. Yeah, I've been here, under the floor, so dark and damp in here. For once I was a debutante. Admired, envied, adored. And here I come to this basement. I didn't do anything wrong to him. I just didn't love him. I loved Silas, not Joe. Problem was, Joe wasn't all right in the head. He was a little mad. He was. And he couldn't stand it. So one day, after I'd seen Silas, I went down to the basement to get some winter clothes. And Joe was there waiting for me. He tried to kiss me and said if he couldn't have me, no one else could have me. I tried to run. He tried to choke me. It didn't work. So he grabbed up the nearest thing he could find. An old iron fire poker. And he beat me, and he beat me, and he beat me till my brains were bashed out and lying on the floor. There were a few loose stones. So he decided to bury me under them. Didn't take much. Under a few loose stones. And every year on the same day, October 14th, I get to take a little walk through the cellar and remember, it's all quiet now. It is quiet. Nothing but the low hum of the furnace and the water dripping. I wasn't insane. He was. I wasn't. I was just innocent, sweet, and perfect. I was. There's nothing I could have done differently. Nothing. Nothing at all. I just couldn't help it. It's over. I must go back. Back to the floor. Back under the stones. I must.
One day, I was walking into my living room and sat down on the couch. I picked up my TV remote and clicked it on, but nothing happened. So I walked up to my TV, reached for the power button, and suddenly a shock went right through my body. I fell lifeless to the floor, and all I saw was black. Since I died, I've thought about all the things that I wanted to do in life that I can't do anymore. My family moved out after I died, and the families that have come in over the years, they've had the same TV that killed me. Every time they click on the power button and nothing happens, the TV just turns on. I wish I could go back and do it all over again. And some days I try to pick up the TV remote and it doesn't work for me. They'll probably see the TV remote and get creeped out, but nothing happens. Living room. It's for living in, not for dying in. I'm Shaniqua, and I died in 1985.
When I was 10 years old, I followed my father to the lumber company for the first time. He's been working there for many years. And he wanted me to see how my dad worked. Well, I took to it. I really liked it. It was hard work, but it was interesting. It was something, the fresh smell of the sawdust and all the machines. was attracted to it. By the time I was 11, I talked him into letting me work there once in a while, just a couple days a week. But we didn't have much money, so any little bit of income we could bring in, whether it be the head of the household or his son, we did what we could. It was just myself, my younger brother, my sister, my mother, and my dad. It was fun. I mean, it was work. When I was there, I had to work just as hard as any other men, but I only did it a couple days a week. By the time I was 12, well, back then, if you were that age and your family needed you, you did what you had to do. So I was working 5 days a week then. And I did that for a few years. My old man kept working there till I was 17. One day, it was time for his lunch break and he didn't show up. Usually he sat at the table with me. Lunch break was only a few minutes. We went and checked on him and he was gone. Hard work killed him. So now I was the man of the house. Man of the house and doing whatever I could. But I kept doing it for a while. I worked the next 5 years in that lumber company, and after a while I became a boss. Matter of fact, I did so well there that they moved me to a bigger one miles away. Then in 1938, right in the middle of the hottest summer we've ever known, I decided to stop back and make a surprise visit for my family. My mother, my sister, my brother. They were doing okay. I sent them money home when I could, but they were doing all right. My mother had to take on a job of her own, and my brother did as well. But on the way back, it started raining. And oh, was it raining. It was pouring. I'd never seen rain like it. And mixed with the heat, it was terrible. I got back to the house, and I thought, I'll surprise them. And I did. The only thing is, I had to walk through about 1.5 feet of water to get to the house. Anyway, I walked in, yelled surprise. Nobody was there. There was a note left, and it said something to the neighbor about getting out of the water and getting away from the flood. Great. Well, I decided to take a little break. I was tired. Took a nap. When I woke back up, there was 3.5 feet of water out there. It was coming in to the first floor. I thought, I'll just wait this out. So I went upstairs. And I thought, I better play it safe, because I don't know how bad this is going to get. And I went up in the attic. Oh, the place is miserable in the middle of that summer. I almost passed out just walking up into it. Well, I sat there, and I waited for the rain to stop, or my family to show up. And I looked through the photo albums and all the things my mother's kept over the years. Memories. A lot of memories. Before long, I fell asleep. Well, I'm not sure if I passed out from the heat or I fell asleep. Either way, when I woke back up, the rain was slowing down. So I decided I'd get up, go downstairs to see if everybody was home. But the house was destroyed. The whole first floor was totally flooded. So I decided to wait till the water receded. It was so hot. When I came back up the steps of the attic, I passed out from the heat. In with the memories. And I never woke up. Now I come here just to be among the memories. Reminisce. I've done it for years and years. Now I'm a memory too.
Funny. It'd always be funny, thanks to greatest man in the world to do anything. Drank 30 cases by myself. That's what I did. That's all I did. Get a pitcher of beer, shug the damn thing, be good. That's what I wanted to do. Yes. So, I kept continuing. Did a little acid. Thought that was fun. Somehow I survived that. Don't know how I ended up in the hospital 3 or 4 days, but hey, I survived that. Then, got drunk again. Someone dared me to crush my hand with a hammer. I did. Broke it in like 3 places. It was good times though, good times. You know, I was one of the fellow frat people. I used to do a lot of things. It's great. See that mark there? That was from me trying to jump over a car. Didn't quite make it. Hit the mirror right off the side. Ended up in the hospital for about a week for that too. So, but you know, that day, I was enjoying myself. I had a good buzz going on. I was all happy, doing everything, and then some guy right in the head fell over, got up, we both brawled right then and there. After we were done, he was down, I was up. I was like, yeah, eat that. So I put this hat on, thought it was funny. So I decided to go to my parents' garage, do one last dare. Be the greatest thing, you know, finish out the night. Decided to get some paint and sniff it. Biggest mistake of my life. Being the prankster.
I stay here always, watching the flame dance on the end of the candle. I'm so sick of looking at candles. You see, in life, here I am stuck in the dining room forever. Because see, it was the last night of November. No, wait. It was June. Yes, it was June. And I was having my boyfriend over for dinner. And I didn't know. And see, last week the week before he had tried. Well, we were on these slopes, and all of a sudden I thought I felt someone push me, and I looked back and behind, and I saw there was Bernard, and he looked like he pushed me. Nothing happened, so I didn't think anything of it. So then next week we were going to have our engagement dinner. See, this is after I made out the life insurance policy in his name and having our engagement dinner. And he poisoned me. Yes, he did. I'll never forgive Bernard as long as I live. But I'm dead. So, yeah. It's silly of me, I suppose, to make out that will insurance policy before we were married. But I guess the same thing would have happened after. Now what am I to do? There's nothing I can do. My folly, I'm paying for it forever. As I go haunting this dining room table, haunting my chair, where the fatal bite was eaten. The fatal bite. And of course, I choked. And then I just flopped to the floor. Like that. Never to be heard from again. Oh, the horror of it all. So I sit here, looking at the ghost of the flowers Bernard sent me, also with poison tips, and the ghost of the candles, dancing and dancing and dancing. Oh, if it weren't for that fatal bite of asparagus, I might have been here yet. So, ladies, be careful when your boyfriend gives you asparagus for dinner. Throw it away! Oh, and don't forget my sister. My sister down in the basement. She was buried there. Buried there by yet another jealous boyfriend. Mine wasn't jealous, he was just greedy, so I couldn't very well do anything about greed. Jealousy, maybe there's something you could do, but greedy, there's nothing you could do. I guess he could have just held me up and said, give me all your money or your life. This way, he took my money and my life. It's so unfair. So terribly unfair. So, pretty candles. Pretty candles. I guess I might end up getting used to them after all.